That never gets old. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Fantasy Star Universe Clementine, I'll preface this, Ironman project. Now, I'm sure anyone who clicked on this has played PSU or some variation of it, but for those that are uninitiated, we have to ask a very important question before we do anything. What is Fantasy Star Universe? Phantasy Star Universe was an action RPG released at the tail end of 2006 for Windows, PlayStation 2, and most importantly, the Xbox 360. Now, the most important thing about Phantasy Star to most people was the fact that it gave you the sense of an MMO that you couldn't get on that console at the time being unless you were playing the juggernaut that was Final Fantasy XI. Unfortunately, official servers for the PS2 and PC ended up shutting down in 2010, with the last servers for the 360 shutting down September 7th in 2012. Thankfully, though, in recent years, a group of people started a passion project to bring back the servers, and that, at the time, is now called Phantasy Star Universe Clementine, which brings us today to the point of this video. Most sought after things in Phantasy Star Universe are usually traded between players through player shops, where you can set up your own shop in your own room to buy and or sell stuff to other players for various amounts of money. To even open up a shop, going to the second floor of the Guardians Colony, you can enter the room decoration store with the big green door, walk up to this middle patron here, and buy a specific room decoration down this list called Open Shop. Now, the important part of this is taking this back to your room and giving it to your nifty robot friend under the redecorate option to open up your very own store. The fun thing with this is it gives a lot of player interactions. You can message people, maybe barter a little bit, figure things out. But before that, it's going back to your room with this nifty crystal here to even start the process. Once you've gone back to your room and used the open shop on your robot, it opens up a whole new room in your room, giving you a shop front, which is used to sell all of your goods and anything else you're trying to sell, weapons, armor, all that fun stuff. It's as easy as going into the robot itself, using storage to store items inside of the robot. After storing things, you can go to the PC on the counter, go to switch items for sale, and pick whatever it is you put in there, whether it's a stack of items, a weapon, armor, stuff like that, and decide how much you want to sell it to other players for. From there, if anything sold while you're out doing your own things, you can come back to your robot, enter storage, go to take out, and in the third tab, there's your money from whatever you sold. And you can just scoop it on out and go spend it on anything you want. And speaking of spending on anything you want, you can also access the computer behind the desk here to even go search for items that you may or may not be looking for in other player shops through different categories of search results. Mostly people use search by condition to set max price, max min rarity categories like one or two-handed weapons. And then you can go even farther by sorting by particular stats. Say you want something with the highest attack or the highest percentage of an element on an armor, or maybe something that's max upgraded. You can search specifically for all kinds of things and find whatever you're looking for. But unfortunately, we can't do that. That's right. I just spent all this time explaining to you how shops and trading between players works to inform you we can't do this on this playthrough. Like our friends over there in the wildly popular MMO RuneScape, this is going to be an attempt at a pseudo Ironman run, which means I can't use shops, can't trade. Anything I get in this game, I gotta find myself. I want to upgrade something, I gotta do it myself. And unfortunately, it's not as simple as you think it would be. After messing around with the character creator for all of, I don't know, 20 seconds, we throw in our name, which the same name I use for everything, but I'm going to slap Iron in front of it because I'm a cool kid. And we begin the adventure of the PSU Ironman project. I spawn in, obviously, at the first floor of the Guardian Tower, like everyone will do when they start this game. And you originally think, hey, I'm going to explore around and have a good time and find something to do. What a lot of people would do after making a new character and getting in here is wandering all the way up the stairs to the 4th floor, and in the back right corner of the 4th floor is a travel gate, which normally in a very vanilla Phantasy Star experience would take you to your first mission. As far as combat goes in Phantasy Star, it's very easy and simple to get into, with enough mechanics to keep it fresh and entertaining for quite a while. As far as melee goes, it's very simple. You have your basic attack with whatever weapon you're using, and an alternate attack called a photon art, which is they're like abilities for each individual weapon. Moving away from melee, you also have ranged classes which work with rifles, pistols, grenade launchers of the sort, and the typical fantasy RPG element being a wizard and casting fireball and lightning bolt and all the other fun stuff. It's also very important to note that the photon arts, regardless of what combat route you want to go down, are normally bought in any weapon store on any planet you come across in the game, and acquired through other shops in different locations later on, and we will discuss that when we get to it at some point in the series. Hey, you see that right there? That little blue pointy thing? Sitting on the ground because those enemies fell over? Yep. That's exactly how I have to get every single thing for the rest of the time on this Ironman to play with anyone at any point in the end game. After slogging through the first mission of your typical Phantasy Star adventure, you have crates which you can break open, which usually give you more decent stuff than you're going to find from random enemies throughout your missions. Hopefully. And from there, you head through the final door of the, I guess you could call it a dungeon. And it'll normally spit you out in a completely different location. In normal original Phantasy Star gameplay, you would then, from this area, go to another mission, and there's usually a string of 2 to 3 missions like this in each place where you start a mission. But, thanks to Clementine and a lot of quality of life changes, they made it a little bit easier to get into, and I'll explain that now. Now, if you remember earlier in the video, our nifty orange crystal friend here, there are travel options further down this list from normal stuff like the Guardian Hub, which is probably where you're going to spend a lot of your time on Clementine. There's just about everything you're going to need here, from item shops to replenish your healing items, this mission counter, which has these nifty things called level up missions, which make life a hell of a lot easier. And it's usually where most people tend to hang out. But more to the whole point of why I'm even making this video, we're still very much early in the infantile stages of the would-be Iron Man account, where you're going to spend a good amount of time going from starting the mission, then getting the drops, to then get more drops at the end of the mission through the crates, to then start new mission. And we are going to do this particular activity, I'm assuming, over and over and over again, ad nauseum. But at least it'll be a lot faster than the base game. After a solid session of start mission, fight enemy, get loot, we ended the day at around level 51, which honestly is a great pace for a first day adventure into this, because it will indeed slow down quite a bit in the long run. Now, if you got to the end of this video and you're interested in Phantasy Star, Clementine, or, anything like that, I will put links down in the description to, one, download the game, because how are you going to play the game if you can't download it? Two, the wiki, because there's a lot of good information there once you get your feet in the sand and you get acclimated to the game itself. And if you don't find anything in the wiki that you're looking for, you can always join Clementine's Discord and ask around, because there's a lot of nice people in there that'll help you out if you get lost or you need some serious information. But with that, this is the end of the beginning of this Ironman adventure. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Do all the stupid YouTube stuff that everyone always asks you to do, and have a good day. I almost forgot to mention, if you want to watch me do some of the stuff live while I'm grinding and, putting the work in, I will also have my Twitch down in the description with all the other fun links. So, yeah. See you later.